The way that the question writing template works is simple. You write your names at the top. That's all witnesses and attorneys that are contributing to the document. You'll also write the witness name at the top. That's the witness that this examination goes with. So whoever's being direct and cross-examined, that's who you write at the top. And then the first questions are going to be laying the foundation. So the only people that need to type in there are the people giving the direct. So if you're an attorney or a witness that is giving a direct examination of this witness, then that's where you fill in the information. The foundation is the background information that we talked about in the direct video. That's what you put there. In the direct examination question section, that's the meat of your case. That's where you have it broken down into the PowerPoint and all the questions that prove that PowerPoint. So you'll just repeat the same format for every single PowerPoint in the direct section. You'll see a place for the PowerPoint, a place for the Q, which is question, a place for the page and line that the question's based on, and a place for the answer. The reason you need to put the page and the line is because if you ever have somebody challenge that what your witness is saying is true at court, then you need to be able to explain, actually, this comes from page blank on line blank. In the cross-examination section, you also need to have the page and line, because if someone is saying something that is not true to their affidavit, if a witness is denying a question that you're asking, you can impeach them, call them out for lying, and you can point them to the exact page and line that your question's based on. Otherwise, you'll get mixed up as to, it's like, oh, I thought I knew that, but I don't remember where or whose affidavit or where in the affidavit it came from. That's a bad place. You don't want to be flipping through pages in the middle of a mock trial. You need to be able to flip exactly to where something is. Boom, you found it. Everyone else looks like they're less prepared. You look prepared. So the page and line is actually an important thing to write in your questions. Now, where you have a line here, which breaks up the PowerPoints, that's good to remind you to not mix your questions and answers up. You need to have sections of questions, sections that are focused on making one PowerPoint. At the end of the section, the witness of a direct examination makes your PowerPoint. You hear the ding or the check in your head, and you move on. You don't move on past the dotted line until you've made your PowerPoint. And you just follow the same process over and over. Like I mentioned in the direct, you don't need to have a memorized section of questions that you have to say word for word, but the PowerPoint should basically be memorized. You need to know exactly what you're going to say for your PowerPoint, because that's the point that actually proves your case and wins your case. Everything that leads up to that can be varied in different ways. You don't have to focus on memorizing it like a play. For the cross-exam section, it's pretty easy. You just follow the exact same method as you did for the direct. It's about the red things, the hurts things, where the direct was about the blue things or the helps things that you underlined. Just follow the same format, breaking it down into sections, building to a PowerPoint, boom, you made it, next section. Building to a PowerPoint, boom, you made it, next section. Now, the thing about this document is that it's very small right now. You're going to have to copy and paste by highlighting, hitting Control C, and then Control V to enter new sections as you want to add more PowerPoints. Also, you will have multiple people working on this document at once. If you want to add comments, you can always right-click and add a comment right there, and you're going to type whatever your comment is. Hi, I don't agree with this. You'll go back and forth with each other about things that you want to add or delete, and that's the best way to do it. You don't want to delete someone's information just because you disagree with it. You're going to have to collaborate and come together, and sometimes in the first stages, you may write one PowerPoint for one student and another student writes a PowerPoint about the exact same topic, and you want to just figure out whose is best and combine them later. That's okay. Just know that by the end, the group needs to decide whose questions and answers are better, whose PowerPoints are better. And once we firm up the attorney and witness roles, it'll become more clear that the attorney has the final say on the questions and they're an advisor on the answers. They have strong powers with the answers, but the witness will be able to change what they say depending on what's easy for them to remember. So the attorney guides the case. The witness is going to be making sure they're doing their best to follow under the attorney's guidance, but it's not like the witness has no power at all. They're going to be doing a lot of writing, and they can even write PowerPoints and questions themselves. So don't think that anyone's getting left out. You're all going to be contributing to this document. The other important thing to note is that the foundation and the direct are in the same document as the cross. That means that an opposing attorney in class is going to be writing questions in this same document. The questions that attorney writes will be the questions that they're going to ask against that witness to cross them and hurt them. But at the actual mock trial competitions, those are not going to be the actual cross questions that are asked. The cross questions that are asked at a competition are going to be from a stranger. So you can hope that your classmate that was your opponent wrote good questions to prepare you as the witness, but there's no guarantee that those questions are going to be the same or even similar. Now, it would be hard for them to be too different if you think about it, because it's all based on the same read information, so it's going to be basically the same. But it might be a little bit different in the way that they attack it or the way that they form their theme or theory. They may have a different angle they're taking in the case. So just realize that you will have direct team members and cross team members in the same document. That's going to be the same witness filling out this information for the direct and the cross, but it'll be a different attorney. There's a different attorney playing the direct and a cross for each witness. So don't be confused when you have many people writing the same document. Also, don't be confused when the cross-exam questions you plan for in class may not be the cross-exam questions you're going to get asked at the trial.